At the same time, the former Prime Minister has urged Parliament not to enact a law criminalizing the hustler narrative spearheaded by Deputy President William Ruto. A proposal by Kiambaa MP Paul Koinange to amend the National Cohesion and Integration Amendment Act to outlaw uttering of words that may incite discrimination on the basis of social status or class was deemed to target the Deputy President and his allies, and the slow puncture of the hustlers versus dynasties political dichotomy ahead of next year's presidential election contest. But as our very own Francis Gashuru reports, Ruto has denied fomenting a class contest, arguing that his hustler narrative was about economic empowerment of the ordinary citizen.
The hustler narrative captained by Deputy President William Ruto has sparked a national conversation 17 months to the State House contest. Ruto's critics accusing him of inciting a class contest, pitting the haves against the have-nots. That concern prompting the National Security Committee in the National Assembly, chaired by Kiambaa lawmaker Paul Koinange, to propose amendments to the National Cohesion and Integration Act. The bill, that is still in the early stages of lawmaking, proposes that a person who utters words intended to incite feelings of contempt, hatred, hostility, violence or discrimination against any person, group or community on the basis of social status of a person commits an offence and shall be liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years or both.
We are also determined to see to it that political incitement along class and ethnic lines immediately comes to an end.
The bill further proposes to kick out of office any state officer found culpable of violating the law or uttering words that may discriminate a person on the basis of their social standing. A person who has been dismissed from office for such offences will also be barred from holding any other state or public office, a move seen as seeking to muzzle Ruto and his brigade from preaching the hustler gospel. But ODM leader Raila Odinga, though a critic of Ruto's hustler narrative, has urged Parliament to reject the proposed legal changes, their intentions notwithstanding. Odinga, in a statement, said such a legislation would violate principles of free speech and freedom of association, key pillars in the 2010 Constitution, urging that Ruto and his team be allowed to proceed with the hustler narrative without any inhibitions. Odinga, however, termed the hustler narrative dangerous and deadly, even comparing it with Nazism in Germany, while asking Kenyans to reject what he described as a divisive and potentially deadly rhetoric. Instead of enacting an anti-hustler law, Odinga says educating Kenyans on what he says are dangers of the narrative would be more fruitful. Ruto has dismissed critics of the hustler narrative, terming them fearmongers, keen on using state machinery to influence next year's presidential poll outcome.
Forget about intimidation. Let us compete. If you have good ideas, why do you need the police? Why do you need blackmail? Why do you need intimidation? If you have better ideas, sell them to the people of Kenya. There are enough intelligent people in Kenya to differentiate what is good from what is better and what is best.
Siaya Senator James Orengo backing Odinga's call on the proposed amendment to the National Cohesion and Integration Act.
Whenever somebody says anything you don't like or you think is false, the remedy is not to be oppressive or overbearing, but speak the truth. And then you'll have gotten rid of the whole idea.
Francis Gashuru, Citizen TV.